This is John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and today I want to get into this Instagram post Amber Heard put up there about a day ago or something like that, and I want to read a few things Variety wrote about it. I'm not sure why they tend to cover these things, but I guess they're on Amber's side, so they want to print positivity about Amber. So they say, Amber Heard thanks supporters ahead of seeing Johnny Depp in court. Hopefully I can move on, and so can Johnny. And when they say supporters, they mean that small group of people on Twitter. Alright, let's see this thing. And by the way, it kind of ends a little awkwardly, but this is everything she posted. I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks, and as you may know, I'll be in Virginia, where I face my ex-husband Johnny Depp in court. Johnny is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post in which I recounted my experience of violence and domestic abuse. I never named him, rather, I wrote about the price women pay for speaking out against men in power. I continue to pay that price, but hopefully, when this case concludes, I can move on, and so can Johnny. I have always maintained a love for Johnny, and it brings me great pain to have to live out the details of our past life together in front of the world. At this time, I recognize the ongoing support I've been fortunate to. So it seems like, she should say, fortunate to have, fortunate to be with, or something like that, but that's the end of it. And by the way, she moved on really fast to Elon Musk after she broke up with Johnny, and maybe even moved on to Elon Musk while she was still with Johnny. It's also worth mentioning that this is not how Amber Heard usually writes. This looks like somebody wrote it for her. I would guess a lawyer, someone on the team, not one of her friends, or Eve Barlow, or I.O. Tillett. Just had to throw that out there, that this does not feel like something Amber wrote herself. Assuming she can actually write. Alright, let's see what Variety said. Heard requested that Depp's stateside defamation suit against her be dismissed after the UK judgment was finalized, since both lawsuits involve allegations of Depp as an abuser. However, the Virginia court ruled that the two cases and statements were inherently different, which is correct. And okay, I guess it's not the worst thing to print there. Depp has since argued that Hollywood is boycotting him, pointing to the long-delayed release of his biopic Mina Mata. Depp also exited the Warner Bros. Franchise Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where he had played the main antagonist role of Gellert Grindelwald across 2 films. The role has since been recast with Mads Mikkelsen. There was also that little tiny movie called Pirates of the Caribbean. And one thing a lot of people really found distasteful and very irritating about this is she says, I maintained a love for Johnny. Does that mean, like, throughout these years? Recently? Always? It doesn't seem like there was ever a love there. I gotta once again bring up Elon Musk. It seems like she jumped right in that relationship right after Johnny ended, or even during. And Johnny, since her, hasn't been in a relationship. Not that I know of. I mean, that would have been big news. And I think Amber's been, in and out of a couple. At least a couple of flings here and there. Definitely not solo. But I can't say that Johnny Depp has had love for her throughout this time. But they've got 2 totally different reasons and 2 totally different point of views. He's coming from the point of view of the person who was used. She's coming from the point of view of the person who just wants to clear her name and just clear the air and get out of it all. So of course she could say, well, I still have love for Johnny. And you could have probably guessed that a lot of people are talking about this on Twitter and social media, so I figured I'd check a few of those out. And Nicole says, her attention-seeking, unnecessary post is hardly getting any likes, which is a good point. It's not like it's blowing up. A lot of people are like, oh man, Amber posted, how's she doing, how's she feeling? For somebody involved in such a huge case, it's kind of pathetic that the post is not really being liked or really gaining huge traction. And then she says something that kind of contradicts me. She says, I bet she was told not to post anything once the trial starts. Prob pissed her off, so this was her retaliation post because otherwise, what the F? I still think that Her lawyer wrote it for her. It's not a bad idea to throw out one thing to your fans to say, hey, I'm going away for a little while. I'll be at the trial. So they did probably tell her don't write anything unless they write it for her. That's my speculation. And this person here brings up the point that until the very, very, very end, she's going to just keep saying, it wasn't me, and there's no apology or admittance or compromise or anything to the very, very end. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. So, a fair point, of course. And Frank Drebin actually edited the thing a little bit. I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks. As you may know, I'll be in Virginia where I face my ex-husband Johnny Depp in court. Johnny is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post in which I defamed him. Rather than move on, I recognize I suck. And this thing has a lot of likes. So, thank you, Frank. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't consider it and you don't subscribe, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time. We're done for now.